Think men only need physical touch? The truth may surprise you. There's something men deeply crave in the bedroom, but they rarely ever say it out loud. Once you understand this, not only will intimacy transform, but your entire relationship will deepen in ways you never imagined. Most men will never say this out loud, but deep down, they long for something in the bedroom that goes far beyond physical satisfaction. It's a desire rooted in their emotional and psychological core. And once you truly understand what it is, your entire way of connecting with the man you love can change completely. People often say that intimacy is simple for men, that all they need is touch and passion. But that's a huge misconception. Beneath that composed exterior lies a quiet longing, something emotional, something deeply human that most men don't know how to express. And when that need is silently fulfilled, it doesn't just make those intimate moments more meaningful, it strengthens the entire relationship in ways that words can't describe. Today, we're diving into what men secretly crave during intimacy, things they rarely talk about but quietly feel every time they're with someone they love. Men don't just want to feel desired. What they truly need goes much deeper. It's not about fleeting attention or surface level attraction. It's about feeling chosen, not just tolerated. A man wants to look into your eyes and see that you truly admire him, that you find him powerful, attractive, and deeply irresistible. And this feeling, it doesn't come from words alone. It's felt through the energy between you. It's in your body language, the unspoken signals you send, a lingering glance, a gentle touch, or even the way you light up when he walks into the room. Those tiny gestures carry immense meaning. Too often, people assume men only care about physical attraction. But that's only one layer of the story. Men also yearn for emotional connection, and perhaps even more so, psychological affirmation. They want to feel like they're more than just playing a role in your life. They want to know they matter deeply for who they truly are. When a man senses that his partner sees him as strong, capable, and desirable, it awakens a profound sense of confidence within him. And that confidence? It's the fuel behind lasting passion, deeper intimacy, and a bond that feels unshakable. This isn't about feeding his ego. It's about fulfilling a real emotional need, the need to feel important and genuinely appreciated. Men know when compliments are empty or forced. They can sense when admiration is just routine. What truly moves them is heartfelt appreciation, simple, sincere, and real. And here's the best part. You don't need grand gestures or perfect words to reach him. In the next powerful segment, we'll explore how subtle actions done with intention can speak louder than anything and build a connection he'll never forget. In the previous part, we uncovered that what men truly crave in intimacy isn't just physical touch, but the feeling of being chosen, admired, and emotionally connected. So now the question is, how do you express that in a clear, genuine way? Instead of saying vague things like, "You look nice," try being more specific and emotionally honest. Tell him how he makes you feel. Whisper that his touch drives you wild, that his strength makes your heart race, that just the sound of his voice can instantly lift your entire mood. These small, sincere expressions awaken his masculine energy. They make him feel grounded, emotionally connected, and even more eager to love you in powerful, intentional ways. Desire isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. A man wants to feel your excitement, not just your presence. He doesn't want you to simply go along with the moment. He wants to feel that you genuinely enjoy being with him. Nothing ignites a man's passion more than knowing his partner is fully present and sharing the same level of intensity. But when he senses disinterest or that you're just going through the motions, it can quietly hurt him. On the other hand, when he feels that you truly crave his presence, his scent, his touch, it lights him up inside. Passion should never be one-sided. It's a shared current, a powerful exchange of energy. Men too need responsiveness. They feel more emotionally connected when they know their actions are bringing you real pleasure. Your reactions, whether it's your voice, your movements, or how you express joy, are signals that he's doing something right. And this isn't about faking or performing. It's about letting go and fully surrendering to the moment. Showing him that his touch moves you tells him he's seen, he's felt, and he's succeeding in making you happy. That feedback makes him feel desired, capable, and emotionally close to you. One of the most overlooked aspects of desire is consistency. At the beginning of a relationship, everything feels fresh and exciting, but over time, it's easy for things to slip into routine. Many men quietly fear that they've gone from being the object of passion to simply a reliable presence, someone who's just there. That's why keeping the spark alive means continuing to show him he's still attractive to you, that he still excites you, that he's still the same man who once swept you off your feet. When a man senses that kind of steady, heartfelt admiration, something shifts inside him. He becomes more confident, more emotionally available, and more committed to you. That's when he stops giving you just his body and starts giving you his full self. He shows up mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, and that is how deep, lasting intimacy is built. But here's the thing. There's a common misconception about men and desire that many of us, even you, may have believed. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover in the next eye-opening chapter. In the previous section, we uncovered that what truly sustains deep connection isn't just desire or physical closeness, but joy, playfulness, and the element of surprise. While the physical part of intimacy is undoubtedly important, what truly keeps the flame alive over time is the lightness, spontaneity, and the sense of play that two people bring into their moments together. Men are naturally drawn to excitement, adventure, and a feeling of newness. When intimacy becomes too predictable, it begins to lose its spark even if they don't say it aloud. Deep down, most men long for a partner who brings energy, creativity, and spontaneity into their shared experiences. Playfulness is a seriously underrated element in intimacy. Men don't just crave heat, they crave joy. They want to laugh, be teased, and feel a sense of light-hearted fun. In the beginning of a relationship, everything feels thrilling. There's flirting, surprises, and the excitement of discovery. But as life gets busier, many couples stop playing with each other. And that, unfortunately, is a big mistake. Keeping things fun and lighthearted is one of the most powerful ways to keep attraction alive. Sometimes, all it takes is a cheeky grin, a teasing whisper, or a playful comment to shift the energy and reignite the flame. Spontaneity also plays a major role. Most men won't directly ask for variety, but they deeply crave it. It's not about being unsatisfied, it's about keeping things alive, fresh, and emotionally engaging. Think about how different it feels when something passionate and unexpected happens compared to when everything follows the same routine. That surprise element taps into something primal within him. It brings back the feeling of chasing, of being surprised by you. That, wow, I didn't expect that moment creates powerful, lasting memories. But spontaneity doesn't have to be big or dramatic. You don't have to change who you are or do anything that feels unnatural. Sometimes, it's as simple as initiating intimacy at an unexpected time, changing the usual setting, sending him a playful message during the day hinting at what's to come. Even something as small as a new way of touching, a different perfume, or a subtle shift in tone can instantly spark desire and curiosity. One of the most beautiful aspects of playfulness is allowing yourself to be free and uninhibited in the moment. Many people, especially women, get caught up in their heads, worried about how they look, how they sound, or whether they're doing it right. But nothing kills the mood faster than overthinking. What men truly want is a partner who can let go, embraces the moment without hesitation or fear. When you laugh freely, act spontaneously, and carry yourself with ease, it gives him permission to do the same. That kind of relaxed, uninhibited energy can turn even the simplest interaction into something deeply intimate and unforgettable. But playfulness and spontaneity go beyond actions. There's another subtle yet powerful layer to Themen that many often overlook, and that's exactly what we'll uncover in the next chapter, Intimacy. Now we move into something just as important: balance in connection. There are times when a man should take the lead, but there are also moments when a woman steps forward, surprises him, and takes charge in her own confident way. In most relationships, men are expected to initiate, and many of them are happy to embrace that role. But here's what's often unspoken. Men truly enjoy when their partner initiates intimacy with confidence and clarity. When a woman takes the lead, even occasionally, it sends a powerful message. I desire you just as much. It shows she's not just physically present, but emotionally engaged and genuinely excited to be with him. That kind of energy, desire, initiative, playfulness, admiration, and spontaneity doesn't just improve intimacy. It strengthens the emotional bond in ways that words alone can't describe. When a man feels desired, appreciated, and surprised by love, he opens up. He gives more of himself. He grows in ways he never expected. And most importantly, he stays. Not out of obligation, but out of genuine connection. Because in that moment, he feels chosen, wanted, and emotionally close. At its core, being playful and spontaneous in the bedroom isn't only about trying something new. It's about bringing fresh energy into the relationship. It's about staying curious about each other in the most beautiful way. When a man sees that his partner is open, lighthearted, and intentional about keeping the spark alive, it lights up his passion, his desire, and his commitment. It reminds him that he's not just going through the motions in some routine. He's part of a living, growing journey. And that feeling, that never gets old. Many people still believe that men are emotionally distant or only focused on the physical aspects of intimacy. But the truth is far from that. Deep down, every man craves emotional closeness with the woman he loves. Even if he doesn't know how to say it to fully connect his mind, body, and heart, he needs to feel accepted and approved for who he is. He may never express this directly, but when he doesn't feel that kind of acceptance, it quietly wounds him. At the deepest level, what every man truly wants is to feel like he is enough. Not just in the bedroom, but as a partner, a protector, and a provider. Yet society places relentless pressure on men to always be strong, always be capable, always be confident. They're rarely given space to express vulnerability, uncertainty, or the very human need to be reassured. This is especially true in relationships, where many men feel like they have to perform rather than simply be present. But what they truly long for is something much more real, something much more human. And in the next part, we'll uncover exactly what that something is and how it holds the power to transform the way you love and connect with the man in your life. In the previous section, we uncovered something deeply important to men. They don't just want to act strong, they long for the freedom to simply be themselves. And to do that, they need something invisible, yet incredibly powerful emotional safety. One of the most meaningful gifts a woman can offer a man is letting him know that he is truly wanted, not just for what he can provide, but for who he really is. This goes far beyond surface-level attraction. It's about making him feel valued on a deeper level. When a man feels that his partner truly sees him, his efforts, his presence, his unique qualities, it gives him a deep sense of inner peace. And that peace becomes the foundation for deeper love. It helps him open up more, become more affectionate, and invest himself more fully in the relationship. Especially during intimate moments, this kind of emotional validation becomes even more powerful. Men want to feel like they are enough, that they're making their partner happy, that they're still desirable and appreciated. They're not looking for judgment or critique, but rather subtle feedback that reassures them they're doing something right. Sometimes, just a simple word, a soft touch, or a look filled with pleasure can have a huge impact. When a man knows he's bringing you joy, it boosts his confidence and deepens the emotional bond between you. Men don't just want to feel appreciated, they need emotional connection. Many people assume intimacy is purely physical for men, but emotional disconnection can hurt them just as deeply as it does women. If a man senses that his partner is distant, not fully engaged, or just going through the motions, it stirs conflict within him. He may never speak up, but he'll feel it. And once that doubt creeps in, he starts to wonder, am I still enough? That's why your emotional presence matters so much. When a woman is fully present, not just with her body, but with her heart, it sends a silent message: we're still connected. And trust is a vital piece of that emotional connection. Men are often raised to suppress their emotions, to stay strong at all costs. But real intimacy requires vulnerability. A man needs to feel safe enough to share his fears, his emotions, and his inner world without feeling judged, dismissed, or laughed at. When a woman creates that kind of safe space, it changes everything. He no longer has to perform or prove himself. He can finally relax. And when he feels safe, he loves more openly, more completely. For men, emotional validation isn't something reserved for passionate moments. It's something they need every day, even in the smallest, most ordinary interactions. But there's one thing simple yet powerful that keeps a man close, perhaps more than anything else. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part. In the previous part, we explored how emotional safety and everyday validation are essential to a man's ability to love fully. Now, let's look at how the little things outside of intimacy can build a deep emotional foundation that enhances everything. Words of encouragement, simple gestures of appreciation, moments of connection that happen when you're not even trying to be romantic. These seemingly small actions form the roots of something powerful. When a man feels emotionally supported by his partner, not just during intimacy, but in daily life, he naturally becomes more affectionate, more engaged, and more committed. It's not about grand declarations. It's the quiet, consistent support that truly speaks to him. At the end of the day, what men seek is not just physical closeness. What they deeply desire is to feel accepted, to be truly seen, and to experience emotional safety. When a woman understands and nurtures this part of him, it doesn't just make their physical connection more passionate, it builds a solid, lasting relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and emotional intimacy. And here's something else that plays a vital role: confidence. Confidence is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can bring into a close relationship, and men are especially drawn to it. But let's clear something up. Confidence isn't about perfection. It's not about always being in control or putting on a flawless image. Real confidence is quieter. It's about knowing your worth, being at ease in your own skin, and allowing yourself to be seen without apology. When a woman is comfortable in her body, clear in her desires, and calm in her presence, something changes. It pulls him in. He becomes more attracted, more emotionally tuned in, and more willing to meet her where she is. Many people assume confidence has to be loud, bold, or dominant. But true confidence is found in the way you carry yourself, in the way you look at him with steady eyes, in the way you express your presence without holding back. It's about being at peace with who you are and letting that peace radiate outward. A man is drawn to a woman who embraces her sensuality, who isn't afraid to show emotion, and who can be vulnerable without shrinking. That kind of presence tells him she's grounded, she's safe, and she's open. It makes him want to lean in closer, emotionally and physically. But confidence isn't the only element. Being fully present is just as powerful. Men long for a partner who's truly with them in body, in mind, and in spirit. Not distracted, not analyzing, not looking over their shoulder, but there, in the now. Have you ever noticed how one deep look into someone's eyes can say more than an entire conversation? That kind of presence when you're speaking, laughing, or sharing intimacy has the power to change everything. When your mind is cluttered with insecurity, past pain, or daily stress, it's like static noise. It disconnects you from the depth of the moment. But when you drop into that space of full presence, when you sync with him emotionally, he feels it instantly. And that's when something incredible happens. Because what he feels in those moments pulls him towards something deeper, something beyond words. In the next part, we'll uncover how your presence alone can inspire a man to give you more than just affection. It can awaken his truest devotion. In the previous part, we explored the power of presence, how being emotionally and physically there can draw a man in and awaken a deeper connection. Now, let's dive into how your confidence and energy can inspire him to give even more of himself. Men are incredibly attuned to energy. You don't have to say a word, he can feel it. He notices when you're unsure, hesitant, or emotionally guarded. Even in silence, your energy speaks volumes. But when a woman walks into a moment with confidence, when she welcomes connection without overthinking it, sends him a message that lands deeper than any words. It tells him, "You are enough, I want you, my focus is on you." That kind of silent assurance gives him emotional safety. It boosts his self-esteem, helps him let go of tension, and makes him more willing to show up, be present, and make you happy. And part of walking in confidence is having the courage to express what you want. Many women hold back from sharing their desires or needs. Some worry about being judged, while others assume that he should just know. But here's the truth. Men love it when a woman feels secure enough to speak openly. It takes the pressure off of them, creates a space of trust, and makes the entire experience more enjoyable for both partners. A confident woman doesn't hesitate to guide gently, to express pleasure, or to let herself fully enjoy the moment. And when that happens, it sets off a powerful emotional loop. Both partners feel seen, safe, and emotionally lifted. Confidence in this case becomes a gift that both give and receive. But real confidence also includes embracing your imperfections. One of the biggest things that blocks intimacy is self-consciousness, worrying about how you look, wondering if you're doing things right, questioning whether you're enough. But most men aren't looking at you the way you fear they are. They're not picking apart every detail or expecting perfection. What they truly crave isn't flawlessness, it's connection, openness, and energy. They want to feel that you're there with them, engaged and relaxed. A man would much rather be with a woman who's fully enjoying herself alive in the moment than with someone who's trapped in self-doubt. Confidence is about releasing those worries, letting go, stepping into the moment with all of you, body, heart, and presence. And here's something powerful to remember. Confidence isn't just about how you feel about yourself, it's also about how you make him feel. When a woman moves through life with self-assurance, it gives a man permission to drop his guard, to stop performing, and to simply be himself. He doesn't feel like he has to impress you every second. He feels like he can breathe. And that feeling, it builds something beautiful. It deepens the emotional bond, strengthens the passion, and makes the relationship feel more vibrant, more real, and more alive. But what truly takes this to the next level is something even more subtle, the quiet strength behind your emotional presence. And that's exactly where we'll go in the next part. Here is the rewritten page 8 content, meeting your requirements. It keeps the original meaning, expands by about 20%, uses engaging and natural storytelling, proper punctuation, and ends with a smooth transition to the next part. In the previous part, we explored how a woman's confidence and presence can inspire a man to open up and truly be himself. Now, we dive deeper into what makes that connection last: authenticity and emotional respect. At its core, confidence and presence are powerful because they're rooted in realness. When a woman embraces who she is without shrinking back or apologizing for it, she becomes magnetic. That kind of self-acceptance radiates a rare energy, one that draws a man in on every level emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's not about performance, it's about presence. And it's this honest, grounded presence that keeps intimacy alive, exciting, and deeply fulfilling over time. But beyond presence, there's something even more foundational to a man's emotional world: respect. One of the most basic needs a man has in a relationship, even if he doesn't say it out loud, is the need to feel respected as a man. In today's world, where gender roles are being constantly redefined, many men feel stuck in the tension between staying true to themselves and trying to meet shifting expectations. Deep down, however, every man wants to feel valued, not just for what he does, but for who he is at his masculine core. When a woman sees that truth in him and supports it without judgment, she unlocks a level of closeness and loyalty that few couples ever reach. Respecting a man's masculinity doesn't mean surrendering or adhering to outdated stereotypes. It means recognizing his unique strengths, appreciating his presence as a protector, a provider, or simply someone who shows up for those he loves even if he doesn't fit the traditional mold. It also means allowing space for him to take the lead when it feels right. Men have a deep desire to feel capable, to feel useful, and to know that they're making a difference in the life of the woman they love. But when a man feels constantly second-guessed, criticized, or made to feel small, it slowly chips away at his self-worth. Over time, it erodes not only his confidence, but also the emotional intimacy he feels in the relationship. One of the most powerful ways to show a man respect is through sincere admiration. Just as women often need emotional closeness to feel secure, men need to feel admired. They long to hear that their efforts matter, that someone sees and appreciates their drive, their work ethic, their resourcefulness, or even their sense of humor. Taking a moment to recognize how he handles pressure, how he uplifts others, or simply how he makes you smile, these moments of genuine acknowledgement lift him up. They remind him that he has purpose, that he matters, and that his presence is wanted. And in intimate moments, this kind of respect shows itself in subtle but powerful ways. It looks like giving him space to lead, allowing him to express his desires without judgment, and being receptive to his energy. Many men, though they might not voice it, carry a quiet yearning to feel dominant, strong, and deeply connected during intimacy. But what happens when that unspoken desire for leadership, connection, and expression is fully embraced? In the next part, we'll explore how this emotional dance can turn intimacy into something transformative for both of you. In the last section, we explored how honoring a man's masculinity through admiration and emotional space can spark something powerful and lasting. Now, we take it one step deeper, understanding how respect, expressed with intention, becomes the foundation of emotional intimacy. Respecting a man's masculinity isn't about letting him dominate or control. It's about allowing him to feel fully masculine, not in a harsh or forceful way, but in a way that affirms his strength and presence. When a woman constantly pushes back or tries to control every detail of a moment, even unintentionally, it can create emotional distance. But when she leans in welcoming his strength, his passion, his initiative, it awakens something primal and profound within him. It makes him feel alive, powerful, chosen, emotionally connected on a deep level. And still, true respect doesn't mean staying quiet or silencing yourself. A confident woman who respects her partner knows she has every right to speak her truth, express her needs, and set boundaries. She understands that honoring his power doesn't diminish hers. In fact, it's the balance between the two that creates real connection. Men don't want someone who agrees with everything or follows blindly. What they truly crave is a partner with her own mind, someone who can challenge them in a respectful way, who stands firm in her strength while standing beside them with love. But here's the key. How things are said matters deeply. A man is far more likely to listen, to open up, and to grow when he feels respected, not criticized. One of the biggest mistakes in relationships is confusing respect with control. Many women, often without realizing it, slip into trying to change their man, telling him how to dress, how to behave, how to think, or even how to feel. While support and encouragement are wonderful, constant correction or subtle put-downs can slowly chip away at his confidence. Over time, this damages not just his self-image, but also his emotional attraction to the relationship. Instead of reshaping him, a woman who truly respects him uplifts his strengths. She inspires him not by force, but by faith. She becomes a mirror that reflects the best parts of him, even when he's forgotten them himself. She walks beside him, not behind or in front, as he becomes the man he's meant to be. Respect also means allowing him to express emotion his way. Despite what culture often suggests, men feel things deeply. But most have been conditioned from a young age to push through pain, to stay silent, to be tough. Underneath all of that strength is a quiet need for safety, for a space where he can drop the mask and just be. When a woman creates that space, when she doesn't pressure him to express feelings in the way she might, it builds trust. It shows him he can be vulnerable without being judged. That level of trust lays the groundwork for emotional intimacy that goes far beyond physical touch. And respect doesn't end in private moments. It also lives in how a woman speaks about her man when he's not around. Mocking his efforts, comparing him to others, or teasing him in front of friends may seem harmless, but it leaves lasting wounds. He may not show it, but it hurts. It creates distance, silently eroding the bond they've built. On the other hand, when she speaks with pride, when she acknowledges his efforts, stands beside him with loyalty, and treats his heart gently, that is when love deepens. That is when he feels seen, supported, and safe. At its core, respecting a man's masculinity means seeing who he really is and honoring the strength, sensitivity, and significance of that identity. It's about recognizing his need to feel capable and valued, not just in what he does, but in how he loves. When a woman encourages that, when she admires his strength, holds space for his emotion, and allows him to be bold, passionate, vulnerable, and real, something powerful awakens inside him. It becomes more than attraction. It becomes trust, devotion, a bond that grows stronger with time. Men may not always know how to express these needs. They may not even be fully aware of them, but they feel them deeply. And when a woman meets that part of him with openness and care, she doesn't just make him feel good in the moment. She unlocks a bond that transcends the physical, one that roots itself in love, respect, and emotional intimacy. And it's this kind of connection that will bring into focus in the final chapter. Men may not always say much, but they feel deeply. And sometimes it only takes a sincere glance, the right words at the right moment, or a quiet understanding to reach the deepest parts of their hearts. If you've ever noticed your man shift because of something small you did, or if this video resonates with your own love story, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your experience, or even just one moment that stayed with you. And if something in this video spoke to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next powerful topic we'll explore together. In our next video, we'll uncover how to build a relationship where both partners can fully be themselves while keeping the passion alive like the very beginning. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.